Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I was right, and not because I'm a genius, but because something like this occurs regularly. And that is the Russians had contact with the Americans behind the scenes, as I stated on a few occasions, because they do. When they say, oh, they didn't talk to one another in 6 months. No, they regularly talk, and they even talk much more than they tell us in this little article. Why? Because they have to coordinate and make sure that the idiots on the front do not do crazy stuff. As I said before, this is a control war between Russia and the United States. It's not an all war. Let's start with that one. An all war would be everything goes. And it's not like that, because the Ukrainians are provided with certain weapons, or whoever uses those weapons in Ukraine are not hitting inside of Russia, within Russia. That's an order, okay? And the Russians did not flatten certain cities, and also did not kill Zelensky. All these things could have been done at ease. These are just two examples, from both sides. So let's see what's going on in this article. And this article comes from my friends from the Jerusalem Post, and it's from November 7th. So we're already in November 7th, because over there is already November 7th, 2022. And this is the title: Biden aide held talks with Russian officials amid nuclear tensions. And we go here, and it says that Sullivan, President Joe Biden's top aide on national security, allegedly held confidential conversations in recent months with Kremlin high-ups. Well, Sullivan is a weasel, I can tell you that. And when they say here that allegedly, that doesn't give me certainty, but I am certain that they discussed. I don't know if Sullivan discussed. But if it was so important for this article to come out, then yes, I believe that happened. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has held undisclosed talks with top Russian officials in hopes of reducing the risk the war in Ukraine spills over or escalates into a nuclear conflict, the Wall Street Journal reported on Sunday. The newspaper cited U.S. and allied officials as saying that Sullivan, President Joe Biden's top aide on national security, held confidential conversations in recent months with Kremlin's aide Yuri Ushakov and Russian Security Council Secretary Nikolai Patrushev, Sullivan's counterpart, that were not disclosed publicly, but we knew about. The White House declined to comment on the report, responding to questions about the story only with a statement attributed to National Security Council spokeswoman Adrienne Watson. And I'm quoting, "People claim a lot of things," end quote. Well, yeah, but we're not tards, let's put it this way. I'm pretty sure that occurred. And another thing that we should be aware of is when you have politicians, they come out and they say certain things like they're tough. Believe me, when they're tough like that in public, it doesn't mean that necessarily they were tough in a meeting. And I'm referring to Joe Biden when he had an 3 minutes and 45 seconds interview with American media. He couldn't stay up longer than that. And he said that he warned Putin not to use nuclear weapons because he's gonna up. Okay, yeah, all right. I believe it when I see it. I don't believe the conversation went like that. But anyway, they can make these tough statements in public, so they get some votes. Putin and the other guys did not make this kind of counter statements stating, they spoke with Biden, it was an hour and I had to wake him up 5 times during the meeting, and Putin even slapped him around via the conference, whatever call. It's you know, I like diplomacy. I like sometimes diplomacy, and sometimes you need to be rough and rude. And I like that the Russians, as of now, at least the main guys, did not drop, except one person, an unexpected person. I gotta tell you that the Russian leadership did not fall into the, you know, wrestle with the pigs. On the other hand, it's only one person who wrestled with the pigs, and that is unfortunately the surprise man, Dmitry Medvedev. He made some comments, many comments that I didn't expect that guy to make. Very rude, very direct, very graphic, not pornographic, but just graphic. And I didn't expect. He was considered the most pro-Western guy. As I said, these guys have contacts, regular contacts, including the military. When they had that about 2 months ago, when Shoigu was called for the first time by Milley, oh my God, they didn't speak in 6 months or something like this. I guarantee you they communicated weekly. They communicate weekly, and they say what's going on there, what are you going to do with that, and so on. I don't see that not happening. That's why certain accidents don't happen. Remember, that's a lot of there are a lot of feelings involved, and a lot of the Russian generals, I guarantee you, they would have liked to use certain kind of weapons to end up the whole bullshit in Ukraine. I guarantee you that that feeling is still there right now. The thing is, there must be some cool heads there that prevent that from happening. Remember, people are regular people, a general, a marshal, or whatever, a king, elected the president. They are regular people. They have feelings, they have likes, dislikes, and they have ups and downs. And believe me, some of them are using drugs, some of them are using alcohol, some of them have you know, disappointments in the family, and other things that affect their mood and state of mind. And if you have a certain kind of state of mind and you have the ability, it's not hard to see one of these guys making a mistake somewhere. Well, I didn't see that happen. It's unbelievable, actually, how no mistakes happened. You know what I mean? So, Jake Sullivan, a weasel in my assessment. That this is the guy that got yelled at by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman when he mentioned Khashoggi's name in front of him. He got yelled at, and he went down into his little cage, closed the cage, and he was taken out and sent to the United States of America. Yeah, thank you very much for being. I don't have any faith in this guy's ability to negotiate or deal anything or even communicate the message he's required to communicate to the counterpart. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.